Jump over, watch the rest of that race. We'll be right back, probably 5 minutes to catch up. If you're watching midweek, fast forward through just to welcome, and you'll see these faces again, and we'll get ready through the day. We got a hot topic today. We're talking about in the news we trust, or is there something else we should be trusting in 2021 with the crazy week in America? It has been a wild ride. We're talking all about those things this week, so stay tuned. Enjoy the race. We'll be right back. Here we go. Church. My name is Scott Mendenhall, and I've got my friends with me today. Who we got over there?
My name is Joey, the athlete.
Oh my goodness.
If you were watching the One Wheel video.
Yeah.
I'm Kristen, the winner.
What?
Sorry,
Oh
the
my
underdog.
God.
I'm sorry.
Hold me back right now.
Oh, my
I mean,
God.
she is the winner. The last two races.
Unbelievable.
So far.
Has done awesome. 52-0 is what is being claimed. And I'm Lily. I'm the funny one, but Joey was the funny one in that.
Yeah,
race.
you know, the one wheel has a one wheel, but I'm not an electrician.
I don't think you have to be an engineer.
I think an engineer is what you're
An
looking for.
electrician's
Yeah.
like house.
So that's what I'm saying is I don't know.
Joey's just saying he has no idea.
He doesn't. Okay, and then behind those guys over there on the other side of the studio is Brian. He is DJing today. We've once upon a time called him DJ Banks a lot.
And that will be back someday.
It will be
Banks
back.
a lot.
Summer Camp 2021 is happening in some form or fashion
Go.
this year. It will be online and live somewhere. We're figuring it out this year.
Doing it. Getting
We're
it done.
getting it
It's
done.
gonna be good.
It's gonna be good. Okay, so let's spend like 1 minute on the race. Kristen.
Yeah.
The only controversy I saw in that happened in the last 2 minutes of the
And
race where
I-
you got off your one wheel to turn around.
I
technically
did
you're not
not
supposed to.
get off.
It looked like it.
Fell off my one wheel. I didn't maybe like fall like you would think I would fall, but I was riding really low and I got off balance because I was trying to turn. So then, because you can hear me in the video, I fall off and I'm like, oh shoot, because I didn't
But you were
want to fall.
but
I
you
have
turned
a question.
around. But you
I
turned
was
around. If
trying.
you were going to continue to go forward, I could
because
see that.
Joey was right there.
So
I'm
you
confused.
fell off.
I fell off because I was trying to turn
I'm
around and
confused.
got
I don't
off
think you get a
balance.
win. I think
Oh
you're
my
one.
God.
I think you get one win last week, and then this one's with an asterisk.
No.
Yeah.
No way.
Sorry, Joey. Yes.
Joey wants that.
Joey, what are you gonna say?
I'm confused because I don't get.
Get tight
What
on
if
him.
she- what
Let's
if
just
she-
get tight on him here.
Because she fell off her one wheel.
They're saying.
What's wrong with that?
No, she didn't fall.
I did.
But
I
what's the-
fell. I
You
fell.
can't get off your one wheel. Like the only way you get off your one wheel is like if you got to run across something
You guys, you can't tell.
I
Okay,
was trying
Joey.
to turn because Joey was right there and I got off balance because I was riding so low. And so then I was just like, might as well just turn it
Yes.
while I'm going because I already fell off and I didn't like move my one wheel. I didn't run with it.
I
guys,
actually
it's
agree
fine.
with her on this one, even though she's not my teammate. And I
Thank
don't
you,
want her to
Joey.
win.
Thank you, Joey.
And I'm sick of
Okay,
her winning
fine,
this
fine.
year. It's ridiculous.
We do not think that she will go 52-0.
There's
That
no
would be
way.
ridiculous
There's
to
no
think
way.
that. However, I'm glad that she's doing well. She is my teammate, so I have taught her well, and that's okay with me. Okay, so good job, Kristen.
God.
Joey and I are
I
like,
claim some of the win because I taught her so much.
You can claim
You
whatever
did.
you want.
Yeah.
Really, you can.
Hot
Joey,
her.
2021 is gonna be our year.
You already
Get out
know.
of here. Yeah. Oh wait. So you're claiming a win as teams? Oh man.
I don't know.
Okay.
Our
Okay.
overall record is going to be better than your overall record.
We got some comments that we'd love to read here. We got right here, all the way King. I don't know how to say the last name. Sorry, but that's not right for me to claim the win. I'm trying. I want to say good morning to Mary McClendon. Good to have you in the chat room and your family. Collins Brewer, Amy Beal. It's good to see Matt Vernon, Noah from Canada, Teresa Mendenhall Johnson in the house, Chris Daniels. Man, we got Tori Briggs in there. Sam, thank you for all of those that are jumping in. We are so grateful to have you in the chat. Keep just giving some love in the chat. Somebody, Chris Daniels, Scott with this Shaft jacket today.
What does that mean?
What is that?
I think Shaft is a old school show in the 70s,
I
perhaps.
know.
Chris, is
I
that
wasn't
correct?
alive then.
We wouldn't know, we're so young.
I think. You
Oh
look
my
awesome.
gosh, get out of Jeff on the giving thumbs up is that it's an old 70s show. Okay, Jeff is confirming what we thought, or I thought.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's okay. Bill, Matt says Bill is saying hi.
Hi,
Bill?
Bill.
Hi, Bill?
So good to hear from you.
Yeah, well,
Man, Big Bill.
Big Bill.
Big
Okay,
Bill.
we got some cool
That guy.
things happening that we're gonna bring in the store, all about Unlock Church things. So if you're brand new around here, we are a church that meets online currently. We are looking for a space in the next month or so to be meeting again physically. I miss you guys. I want to hang out with you. Missed hanging out, so that's happening soon. As we are, as a team, going to discuss what it's going to look like and all those things. So hang tight. Only a few more. I want to put dates on it because it's 2021 and it feels like 2020 has creeped into it as well. Things are uncertain and unpredictable a little bit, but hey, we're after it. Okay, it's gonna be a good morning today. I'm stoked on the topic, stoked on videos. Wherever you're watching, snap some pictures of your beautiful self or your family or the food you're eating or your dog, whatever, your cat. Snap picture, send it to this number.
651-276-8797. And
So-
whoever can put it in the chat first wins. Right now, let's go.
Joey, what's the phone number
go.
again?
651-276-8797. Let's go!
Whoa, that's impressive.
Fire!
Woo! Wow, the
Scott, your
dude.
turn!
911.
No.
I don't know. That's the first number that came to my mind.
That's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
I
That's a
realize
good one.
I got a lot on my shoulder. I got to come up with how to win in 2020. I can't.
Feeling the
I
weight
can't.
here.
I can't put the. I can't come up with those numbers.
So text us pictures from where you're watching. to
We
that
got
number
we got
just
Matt
said.
saying Bill is smiling and laughing at us. He better be.
Yeah.
Come on, Bill.
Pretty funny looking, Bill,
Yeah,
right?
okay. All right. We've bantered enough. So glad that you're all hanging with us. We're going to use videos today. We're going to use live music, all in hopes to inspire you to answer this question, what is Jesus saying to you and what are you going to do about it? And if you're brand new to that question, like this is the first time you've ever heard it, don't be offended by it. We understand people come from all different spots in this thought. It's cool. If you just hang around and you enjoy us putting a smile on your face, that's cool too. Just listen to the words, let it sit there, think about how it applies to you, let the music apply, all those things. It has been a different 10 months for Unlocked Church as we've been online only. And so we found a video that really capulates our heart still. Our heart has not changed. We still love people. We want to help people. That has not changed. That will not change. That's what Jesus came into the earth to do, is to die on the cross for our sins and salvation and to love on people. And we are trying to point people to Jesus and love on you and your family. So check out this video and then we'll be right back while you present or upload your videos to, what's the number again?
Your pictures to us, 651-276-8797.
Did I not say your pictures?
You said videos, which
Oh.
if you want to send a video, send it. We'll just watch
Okay,
it first.
let's roll the footage.
Okay, so many of us have been doing church, well, differently. Sunday mornings have become a bit more casual. Living rooms and coffee shops have become sanctuaries. And fellowship has a new, less personal touch. It hasn't been easy, yet here we are, gathering, worshiping, learning, being the church. Now more than ever, we're reminded of a simple truth. The church is not a building. It's the body of Christ. It isn't built with brick and mortar, but with faith and hope. In the midst of uncertainty, our calling remains the same: to share the truth of the gospel with a world God loves. Throughout history, the church has prospered in difficult times, and today is no different. We are still the church. We're just doing things a bit differently.
Yeah, we're back. We didn't go anywhere actually. You know, while you were watching that video, I apparently had a fuzz in my hair and I wasn't bothered, but everybody else was bothered by it. So if you saw the fuzz, Lily's gonna give you $100, but you have to be the first one to say you didn't hear that.
I can't give anyone $100 because I have yet to win a race, so.
Yeah, true.
Just kidding.
Kristen is rolling in the dinero.
Money.
Yeah, show me the money.
$200.
You look like a crab.
What? I'm going like this. Like this.
Okay, what do we
not-
got going on in the chat?
Okay, we got a few things going in there. Amber, all the way from Florida, has jumped into the chat.
We miss you.
She's saying hi to Bill as well. She says she misses him as well. We've got still Matt saying he's smiling. We got Zach Adams saying, I rolled in a 1971's Chevrolet. I feel like I should put my Fu Manchu.
Manchu?
Yeah. I feel like that should happen.
I think you should do that too.
We'll work on that. Okay, I think we got some pictures loaded up we want you guys to check out here of you guys viewing where we are or where you're at. Check this out. We love to see where you guys are watching here. Here are a few pictures. I keep saying videos today. Oh, we got a cat. We got a cat.
Is that Oreo?
That's
Who is that cat?
pumpkin. No,
Captain?
pumpkin.
Pumpkin.
Pumpkin?
Actually, I'm
Who's
not
Pumpkin?
That's a good. I like
Who's
that
Pumpkin?
name.
I don't even know who Pumpkin is. Okay.
I'd be like, hey, Pumpkin.
Great cat. Somebody did it. Okay, great job. Okay, let's go to the next picture. Hey, Zach and crew. Zach and crew, that's so good. Yes.
Look at those glasses. I love it.
Yeah, well, I was wearing those the other day when I was jackhammering.
Oh,
We were jackhammering. Okay, how many more pictures we got? We got a handful. We love the picture.
gosh.
One left. Here we go. One left. Check this picture out where people are watching. We're all over It went black.
It's nothing.
It was nothing.
Good.
Lily's
Oh,
using a
there
hey! That's my lovely bride and oldest daughter, Icon, supporting the Vikings, even though we did not.
Yeah, we did.
I think
not
I had a
make
bug on me.
No,
Sorry.
it was. If you guys saw Lily struggling, or maybe
I
playing
think
with
like
her
a bug
nose,
came from
there was
heaven.
no, there was like a piece of like your sweater, like a piece of lint. Just
What's
Stuck
going
to your
on?
It
nose.
was a bug. It was a bug.
You're going to bug. It was not. It would look.
It's a lit.
Nonetheless,
I
nonetheless, I hope you are smiling. Our hopes always is to point you to Jesus, give you escape from the reality of life sometimes, and make you smile. Maybe it's been a while since you've done that. Maybe 2021 didn't start the way you thought it would start. We hope today we present you an opportunity to reflect on Jesus and to laugh a little bit, smile. That's our hopes over the next few minutes. We're really amped to be with you. So thank you for everybody that's in the chat today and writing comments about my jacket and just loving on Kristen because she didn't win in 2020 very much, and so she feels good. We're
One
just
nice
trying-
thing. One
Until
nice
the
thing.
end. Until the
Let's
end.
just go one nice thing.
About what?
Kristen, you did a great job.
I thought that was pretty complimentary. She's
Oh,
1-2.
sure,
I was
okay.
like,
No, you know.
Factory?
It's I mean I get it. He feels sad, so it's fine.
I do not feel sad.
I think
You know,
it's-
even when
a
we
little bit.
like try to help you with your fuzz ball on your
Your
on your
fuzz
hair,
ball.
and you say, "Oh, it's not bugging me."
I was reading the chat, folks. I was trying to. Kristen, you look great today. There it is. Woo!
Guys.
The day is complete now. Let's move on to, we're going to have Kristen and the band sing here in a moment. I love that everybody's loving on Kristen. People are rooting for. I'm what did you say, salty earlier?
I didn't say salty. I said you were being
Well,
a troll.
yeah, you're the
A
winner.
troll. That's so
You have an X
2000.
on your back.
I have an X on my back. Everybody hating on me. Okay.
Oh, it sounds like Survivor.
Okay, hey, we're ready to roll to a video. We got Brian coming out from the DJ spot. He's gonna play guitar. We got Kristen who's gonna sing. We got Jeff who's coming up to sing. Lily's gonna be singing as well. Not really. That was. What's the song? Sing us a song.
A spoon.
Yeah!
Sugar.
There it is.
Go down.
What movie is that from?
Sound of music. Mary Poppins.
Is it-
I got it mixed up. Sorry.
Yeah, you did. Here's the thing is that what makes it the best about you, Lily, is that you're so confident in what you say, and it's so wrong. It's confidently wrong, but
Sound of music would have been I am 15 going on 17.
I don't know that song, to be honest with you.
Hills are alive with
The only song I can think of from the Sound of Music, The Hills, is where she sings "Doe, a female deer."
Deer.
That's all I know.
Okay.
That's
Oh,
it.
jeez.
She's teaching the scales. Okay, we're bantering too much now. We are amped. We are stoked about everything today. We really are. We hope you are where you are watching. I hope that you're enjoying your time with us. Check out this video and the band will be right up. And then you probably should turn up whatever you're listening to so you can sing with us. Check this out.
I am nothing without you. I cannot live without you. I cannot breathe without you. Without you. Without you, I am nothing. I have no purpose, at least that's how I feel. I mean, what's it like to be stuck on top of a mountain where there's beautiful scenery but no air to breathe? No one to fill your lungs with destiny. No one to give you hope to hold on to. No one to hold you close when everyone leaves. It's just you, forgotten, alone. You work day to day, but you know that something's missing. You go back, retrace your steps and find that you left something behind. That maybe back on that path there's something you missed. Someone who tried to call you, someone who tried to text, someone you just ignored. You hung a do not disturb sign on the door of your heart and let it rust. Ashes to ashes and dust to dust, return to the earth you must. And I know that this is daunting, weighing on your shoulders like a heavy weight, but someone carried your mistakes and your life was valued by him. And even though you hadn't given him the time of day, he's been waiting for you to accept what he did for you, waiting for you to realize that you can't do this thing on your own, waiting for you to know that your money or even your family can't save you. It boils down to just you and him. So let him in, let him in, let him in. He is God and he is true. Jesus died and rose for you, and history can back that up. Your external sources are fried, but an eternal source provides on and on and on. So Just believe he's all you need and more. Everything you leave behind is nothing, cause he has more in store. Oh God, I am nothing without you. I cannot live without you. I cannot breathe without you. Without you.
To highways, you're the only one who can. You turn graves into gardens. You turn bones into armies. You turn seas into highways. You're the only one who can. 'Cause I searched the world and it couldn't fill me. Man's empty praise and treasures that fade are never enough. But then you came along and put me back together, and every desire is now satisfied here in your love. Oh, there's nothing better than you. There's nothing better than you. Lord, there's nothing. Nothing is better than you. Oh, there's nothing better than you. Lord, there's nothing better than you. Lord, there's nothing. Nothing is better than you. 'Cause I searched the world, but it couldn't fill me. Man's empty praise and treasures that fade are never enough. 'Cause then you came along and put me back together, and every desire is now satisfied here in your love. Oh, there's nothing better than you. There's nothing better than you. Lord, there's nothing. Nothing is better than you. Let's sing it again. Oh, there's nothing better than you. There's nothing better than you. Lord, there's nothing. Nothing is better than you.
Thank you, Jesus.
'Cause you turn graves into gardens. You turn bones into armies. You turn seas into highways. You're the only one who can. 'Cause you turn graves into gardens. You turn bones into armies. You turn seas into highways. You're the only one who can. You're the only one who can. Oh, there's nothing better than you. There's nothing better than you. Lord, there's nothing. Nothing is better than you.
Thank you, Jesus.
Oh, there's nothing better than you. There's nothing better than you. Lord, there's nothing. Nothing nothing is better than you.
As we go into the new year with all of the craziness that's going on in the world and just the chaos, that we're just reminded that God has the power to turn graves into gardens, beauty from ashes, and He's the only one who can do it. So as we meditate on that and hope for that in the new year and just are reminded of God's bigness and His greatness, let's watch this next video just talking about what we should be focusing on and maybe something that we're used to be doing and probably should be fixing. So here's that video.
What a morning it has been. I am so grateful for everybody that's been in the chat talking about their favorite cars. I've learned a lot about all of you this morning. If you're brand new around here and you're just been hanging in or somebody shared a link with you, my name is Scott Mendenhall. We're part of Unlock Church, which meets in Maple Grove, Minnesota. We have service online like this where it is a great opportunity to share the love we have for people and Jesus. And we're going to talk about in the news we trust, or is there something else we could be trusting in? Because I don't know about you. There are so many things out there. I don't know what's real. I don't know what somebody's just cooking up in their basement. I don't know. I've been telling people I feel like I'm a kind of creative guy, and I love to tell stories. Like, I could make up any story, make a video of it, and put it on YouTube. And is that real? I don't know. Like, I think there's going to be a herd of elephants released today in downtown Minneapolis. I'm going to make a video, and let's make it over. Right? It's like, I don't know what's real. So if in that, my hope is today is to give us something that is real to put our trust in and our hopes in. That is my hope. That is something that I lean on as a follower of Jesus, is I put my hope in something. Earlier this week, well, actually the last couple of weeks, we've been not even remodeling. We're just making the home we bought livable. If you've followed our story at all, as we move some of the cameras around here, follow our stories at all. We bought a house and we came in and we're like, oh, we're gonna rip the carpet up in the basement and then that'll make it more livable. But as we began to do that, we came into a lot of gross things like unlivable, too much mouse poop. It was just, not cool. And so we ripped it all out, and now we had half a house to live in, and we didn't have a church office. And so we have been rebuilding the church office and all these things in our homes so that we can continue to do what we're doing, which is spread the gospel, love on people, and make sure that we are taking care of those that call Unlock Church home and those that will find this as home in the future. And so we've been desperately building, and it's like, honestly, this week, for therapy reasons, I watched Money Pit. I started at 11 o'clock at night because I got done downstairs, came up, put Money Pit on, because I needed to see someone that had it worse than me for a moment, and so I watched Money Pit. It's like 1986 Tom Hanks movie, if you've not seen it, and you want to know what our life's been like for Holly and I, watch the movie. It feels like that's what we're living like. Every day something new happens, like this week. At one point, our water was flooding back into the basement, and then we brought some plumbers out, and like, oh yeah, your pipes are clogged, like only a quarter of the water's getting through. It's like, what's our options? Like $10,000 later, you could have brand new pipes. And I was like, that's not an option. Maybe an option for you, but not me. And so we got a hold of a jackhammer with some amazing young people from Unlock Church who came over and helped me jackhammer like 20 feet, maybe 15. It was probably like 50 feet, really. Maybe it was 10, maybe it was 5. I don't know. It was somewhere in there. It was probably like 15 feet of pipe. Abijah would know, Joel would know, Kristen would know, Peter would know, Lily would know. But they came over and just started helping me. They were running concrete out the door. They were down on hands and knees scooping out dirt so we could remove the pipes to put in new pipes. And it was, man, when I was just a part of that, I just reminded the strength of a great church like Unlocked Church, where we can be a family that comes together and helps each other out all the time. I love this place. It's so much fun. And so I want you guys all to understand that we're trying to create a place where people can call this home, but also experience what I've experienced this week, where other people see needs and meet needs and jump in and help. That is my hopes, is that you are experiencing that, even in a weird environment like where, is it okay to go to people's homes? Is it not? Hey, here's the deal. When you see a need, meet the need, take care, help people, figure out how to help people. So I want to say thank you for those that are helping us get my house livable and the church offices up and running. We ran over 550 feet of electrical wire over the last couple of weeks. We've run new plumbing. We have run, we've hung dry. It's just been absolutely bonkers. So nonetheless, thank you for everybody that's being the church and helping us do what we're doing. We greatly appreciate that. But we were taking a break the other night, and we were eating dinner, and we're upstairs, and we have some land with a lake and a woods, and Greatness wanted to go out and play with the big kids. Greatness is like, I don't know, 4 years old, 5 years old, 6 years old, somewhere in there. We have 8 children. The oldest is 13. Legend just turned 13. I'm a father of a teenager now. I'm excited. I feel like I finally know what I'm doing because being a youth pastor for so long, it's like, yes, teenagers, I know. Babies, I don't understand them. They cry, and their cry sounds the same for whatever they need. Eating, I don't like that. I have a poopy. I don't understand. I wish babies came with some printer that printed out their ear that said, hey, this is what I'm actually feeling. Nonetheless, I continue. We're at dinner, and Greatness comes in and goes, Dad, I want to go out and play, but I can't find my fox spray. Because he loves foxes and coyotes, like obsessed with them. Like, I don't know if that makes sense to you, but he loves these animals, like reads all about them. If you come visit, he's going to ask you, hey, do you know anything about coyotes? He loves them, but he's also equally as afraid from coyotes that they're going to get him. And so he comes to, Dad, I have lost my fox spray. And I just said to him, hey, it's okay, Greatness. We sprayed your clothes the other day with it, and you didn't wash it, so the spray's still on there. You're pretty good. And he's like, okay, Dad, cool, thanks. And he just went off. Well, Rachel Van Rukel, who was at the table with us, she helped wire some of the lights in the home. So I guess if they don't work, I have someone to blame them on. But she was helping Abijah and I wire the lights in the office. And she goes, with a smile on her face, she wasn't being mean. She's like, you're such a liar. You just told him that he had fox spray on his clothes, and he confidently believed you and walked out like that was the truth. And I was like, wait, what? He does. He actually has fox spray on him. She's like, no, is that even a thing? And then we started to tell her that Dr. Luke, who is an avid hunter, had some coyote spray deterrent in his truck the other day, heard Grady talking about these coyotes, and he gave him coyote repellent. Like, it's a thing, okay? We didn't make it up. It wasn't like one of those parenting moments where you make up a story and you go get hairspray and you spray it on them and say it's coyote spray. No, we really had coyote spray and sprayed it on Greatness, and we told her it really happened. And she's like really dumbfounded by the whole scenario, because who has these things? People like Luke has coyote spray, and Greatness is confidently walking through the woods, like not fearful at all, because he has sprayed his clothes, and his dad said, you got this, bro. You have coyote spray on you. There was no, did I have enough, Dad? Did I spray every inch of my body? He just trusted me, closed the door with a smile on his face, and he played in the dark, in the woods, for hours. I mean, it was probably, he went out at 7 o'clock. He came in at 8:30, 9 o'clock. So 2 hours outside playing with the kids, and they had a blast. Never once was he terrified. They came in, and as they came in, he said, Dad, I heard coyotes howling in the distance. And I was like, were you afraid? He's like, no. I had my coyote spray on, Dad. Remember you told me I had it on. And it dawned on me in that moment that Greatness's confidence is not in the actual spray. It's what his father told him. What his dad said was going on, because he wasn't getting a black, where's the mist hit me, and does it really going to detour? He heard what his father said, and he believed what his dad said, and he moved forward. if you leave early from today's YouTube video, may you get this. Our Father, who is in heaven, who sent Jesus to die on a cross for us, has given us words to live by, trustworthy sayings that we can put full trust in and full confidence into, that when the world gets crazy, especially here in the United States, as things get wild and you're like, what is happening? We can't make heads or tails of what's happening and who's behind what and all these different things. And you talk to one friend, they say, this is who's behind this. You talk to another friend, they say, who's, and you're like, I don't know what's real anymore. And you're just kind of like, what? You got to have a spot where you go back and go, hold on. At the end of the day, I trust in, and for me, in my house, it's Jesus. I trust in the words that I have been taught, the words I have heard of what Jesus has said on topics. I trust in that. I lean on that. I don't lean on my own understanding, because if it's leaning on my own understanding, I'm going to get my emotions wrapped up into it, and I'm going to find myself going to a place that I probably shouldn't necessarily go, and I will go in a place oftentimes and I won't take Jesus with me. It'll be on my understanding, hey, Jesus, I don't need you right now. Have you ever been there? We talked about last week, we often compartmentalize Jesus, like Jesus, this area of my life I've got, you don't have this area of my life, Jesus. And so we don't want to compartmentalize. We don't want to take Jesus from the driver's seat and put him in the back seat. We want Jesus to constantly be driving our life, giving us directions, reliable, trustworthy sayings. It would be really cool for you to Google just Google trustworthy sayings in the Bible. I think there's 4 times, and I think author Paul, who writes to Timothy, says this is a trustworthy saying 2 or 3 times, and they're really cool to read trustworthy sayings. These are something that you can trust in. Google that. Don't do it right now. Just do it later. Google trustworthy sayings in the Bible. You'll pick up on some things. And when I was thinking about what's happening in the world, man, for me in my house, there is a scripture that jumped out at me. And maybe you're like, scriptures, Bible. I grew up where people told me the Bible told me so all the time. Here's the deal. I understand that is irritating when somebody just tells you, don't do something because the Bible says so. That's like a cop-out. That's like somebody just going, I don't really know if the Bible says so. My grandma told me the Bible said so. But do you know the Bible said so? It's like this. A couple weeks ago, we go wide shot really quick. This is months ago. Kristen was over the house, and she's like, did you know that daddy long legs are the most poisonous spiders ever? And I was like, hold up, wait a second. What? I was like, okay, well, who told you this? She's like, that's what I've been told, that they're the most poisonous spiders ever. And you know, if they had fangs, they could kill you. These are daddy long legs that I've spent my childhood life picking up and, to be honest with you, pulling off their legs at the same time, okay? I soon changed my ways, okay? Now I pick them up and go little buddy, be free. I apologize for your ancestors that I plucked apart. But nonetheless, she's telling me they're the most deadliest spider ever. And I was like, okay, let's look this up. Let's actually do some research. She's like, I'm really confident in this. And then we made a bet. And I don't remember what the bet was, but we bet. And so we started Googling it. And you can see her on her phone. She's looking up at me like, oh no. It's that moment where you're like, I'm wrong and he's right. In that moment where I kind of feel good. It's like not where I feel good right now in the races. I feel kind of like, where she feels good. But nonetheless, she found out that they're not the most deadliest spider. They don't have any venom in them. Yes, they are missing fangs, but even if they had fangs, they would just put like a hole in your arm. They wouldn't inject deadly venom in you. It's not a thing. It was just what she heard was passed on to her, and she's just... because it sounds good, right? It's like it confirms every reason why we should be afraid of spiders. And so I'm sure Joey's terrified of spiders. We've learned this about Joey. Fish, mice, and spiders, I'm assuming he is terrified about, okay? And so we make up these stories to confirm why we should be afraid, and we pass it on. And well, how do you know if spiders are dangerous or poisonous? Well, I was just told. And we do that a lot of times with the Bible. Well, the Bible said so. Why should we not do that? Because the Bible says so. No, that's not a good enough answer anymore. I believe the Bible 100%. Okay, I read it as many days as I possibly can. I'm not perfect at it, but I read as much. I apply it to my life all the time. So I want you to read your Bible because there's good things out of it. But we need to know where it says in the Bible. And our confidence is in this, that the words wrote in the Bible are broken into the Old Testament, New Testament. Old Testament, it breaks down the history, the foundation of our relationship with God and how we got to where Jesus came to the earth and died on a cross and rose again. That's the New Testament. And then we pay attention to what Jesus has to say on things and we go, what is Jesus teaching? What is Jesus quoting? And why do we care what Jesus is saying? Because Jesus said when he walked this earth, I'm going to die and I'm going to come back to life. And that sounds pretty wild, right? That sounds like conspiracy stuff. You're like, wait, hold up. What are you going to do? No one's done this before. No one has done this since. You're going to die and come back to life. And he goes on and he teaches some great principles. He talks about loving your neighbor, pray for your enemy. If there's somebody you're out there hating on right now and you're really frustrated with, you're like, God, change their heart so that I would like them more. Pray for them to succeed and be successful. Pray that they would be great at what they do. And you might find out that God will change your heart and you will be frustrated with them less. Jesus says that. Pray for those that are your enemies. Don't pray for their destruction or their demise. Pray for them in their success. Pray for them. Okay, maybe someone needed to hear that, but Jesus is saying these great things. Why do we believe these things? Is because Jesus died and rose again. He did what he said he was going to do. He died, he rose again. How do we know that even happened? It's not because it's urban legend. It's not like me saying elephants are going to be released in downtown Minneapolis today. That's a made-up story. When we talk about the stories of Jesus, these are eyewitness accounts that talk about what is happening. It's like me telling you that, okay, hey, we meet in a garage and there's no heat in here. That's why sometimes you can see our breath. And we as a team come in here to try to spread the gospel as best as we can, not being held back by what we can't do or different mandates and all these. We're like, what can we do to continue to love on our people and spread the gospel? What can we do to take care of the needs of our people? How can we make sure that we're doing what we are called to do as a church? And we are fighting through elements and we are fighting through technology issues because everything freezes and we turn on a propane heater to warm up the place. Now I can tell you that. And you go, I don't know if I believe that because it could be made up. I could be in a very warm, cozy studio right now in New York City and you'd have no idea. But you've got to believe that I'm an eyewitness account to it. And that there are 5 or 6 other people, eyewitness accounts to the events that are happening today, that when the cameras are off, there are things that are still happening, or when we go to videos, it's like when the fuzz stuff in my hair, Lily's actually hitting my head. There was no grace in trying to get it. It was like tapping my head, so I thought they were messing with me. And then Lily had some fuzz hanging from her nose, and she's trying to get that off behind screen, and you can believe that or not, but these aren't made up things. There are people that can confirm what happened. We actually have pictures of it. Here's a few pictures. This was something I snapped during worship. Let's throw those up really quick if we have those loaded up here. This is of a broader, this is the back table. These are the people running the computer. Lily was listening to worship to make sure we were going good. Joey's got his laptop up so he can text there. We have my iPad there so I can see the chat room and see everybody talking about cars. Legend in his New Jersey is sitting there running our computer. You see Epic's hand just slightly, he's making all the cameras switch. That's what that side of the room. You don't get to see that side if we come back to me. You don't get to see that side of the room. And then this was me just turning right around and snapping a picture of worship that happened a little bit ago. My eyewitness accounts to what took place in the garage today that we call the studio. Here's the other picture of the other side of our garage, if we can throw that up here for you guys to see. You can see all the technology now. You can see the ceilings. You can see Brian is hidden by a red camera. Kristen's in the middle. You got Jeff over there wearing his winter boots because your feet freeze in here. And so you just do. You're like, style doesn't matter so much anymore because you don't want your feet frozen because you're on concrete. And it was like 16 degrees outside. I just gave you eyewitness accounts to what took place here. You're not here. And when you read through the gospel, you read through what Jesus has to say on things, you're hearing men and women's eyewitness accounts to true events that happened. Therefore, we aren't just throwing aimlessly into, okay, I hope it really happened. No, it is factual. It can be proven by science that Jesus died and rose again. It can be proven by science that the miracles took. It can be proved. We have to do some of those researches, but it's not us aimlessly just going, my hope's in Jesus. And I say it even a little bit facetiously there, right? Like silly, like it's not silly. My faith is in a God who has done miracles for generations and has rescued people and rescued nations and rescued so many people from the darkness, that my confidence is not in what I can do, it's in what he can do. And therefore, when I read and see things that I don't understand and that I cannot prove right now if it's real or not real, my trust is in Jesus and Jesus alone. I love what the psalmist writes, and I think it's the Psalms chapter 20, verse 7. This is one of the verses that just run through my brain all the time. The Psalms are like I think of it this way. The Psalms are a bit of a journal entry of people that are followers of God, that they're writing down their experience with God. And they write in a journal, and we get to see their conversations with God. And a lot of the Psalms are wrote from King David, who King David is the second king of Israel, which is a pretty big deal, which Jesus, when he was born, there was a prophecy was told that Jesus, when the Messiah came, he would come through the line of King David. And it happened. These are facts that line up to prove that Jesus is who he said he is. There are so many facts. That's why it's so important to read your Bible. And not just so you read it so you know these things, is you read it and know where to point people to. It's way different when I say in Psalms chapter 20, verse 7, the author of this psalm says, versus me going, somewhere in the Bible it says, and it sounds so mystical. It sounds like I could be making it up. It could be in the Bible, but I don't know if it's in the Bible. It's just, it sounds biblical. And so it's somewhere in the Bible, and then you realize, oh, that wasn't in the Bible at all. That was something my grandma told me, and it just sounded really good. It's like this. My mom and dad, they're amazing, amazing parents. And two things I remember my parents always saying to me that now I realize it's not real, okay? One was, if I sit too close to the TV, I'll go blind. My dad told me that all the time. The real deal was, my dad got tired of me blocking the view of the TV, and he wanted me to get out of the way. And he got tired of that, so what did he do? He imparted into me fear of going blind, so I would sit far back away from the TV so he could see the TV. The other thing was, when we would do the dishes in my house, my mom would tell us that if you didn't get the soap off the dishes, you'd get diarrhea. Well, I didn't want diarrhea, so I made sure I got the soap off. At the end of the day, my mom just didn't want food tasting like soap. But that didn't inspire any of us to get the soap off there. We didn't want to feel sick, so we cleaned it off well. It spoke fear into us to do something. And so when we just quote the Bible as the Bible is, it's often, a lot of times, it's a manipulation of what the Bible has to say to get somebody to do what we want them to do. And today, I'm not trying to manipulate you. I'm trying to present before you some facts that you can put your hope in. And as you read things in the news or things happen in the next week or two that are crazy, your hope will be put in the right place that you can walk confidently through going, okay, hey, look, I don't understand what's happening. My confidence is not in what is taking place in this world. My confidence is in Jesus and what Jesus has to say. So Psalms chapter 20 verse 7 says this is so good. Some trust in chariots and some in horses. And this is wrote obviously in a time where horses and chariots were a thing. That's not happening here today. But we trust in the name of the Lord our God. I'm going to read that one more time. You need to screenshot this. This needs to be, some trust in chariots and some in horses, but we trust in the name of the Lord our God. Some people that you do life with trust in money. Some people trust in I live in a great house and I can provide for myself. My house has a generator and I have all the food. I have a bomb shelter. And that's where their trust lies. That is where their confidence sits. But that is fleeting. Those things disappear. You're not in control of those things. The things that we can control is where we actually put our trust that we know that God is the same yesterday, today, and forever. God is the same. The Bible says so. You look it up, like for real. That is quoting a verse. Okay, I want to read a couple other verses because I want us to transfer our confidence from what we can do to who Jesus is and what he can do. It's. I think I showed it last week with Kristen because she was just the right height. Where is Kristen? Kristen, jump up here really quick. We'll redemonstrate for all of you. Here's Kristen.
I'm wearing my coat because it's cold.
It's cold in here, see? I just move around a lot to get my heart rate, but look, just the right height to lean on. Do you feel like I'm shafting you by calling out your shortness?
I mean, it is what it is. You can't change it. I can't get taller. You just got to use it somehow.
The other day, she was hanging drywall. Okay, she did so good, but
I'm like a general contractor.
Yeah, she jackhammered and hang drywall. My father-in-law was here, and he said, "You know what? The perfect height would be 6'2". I don't know. Joey, how tall are you?
6'3".
Joey 6'3". Okay, so Joey, jump in here. Let's have a little bit of fun here. We're gonna get Joey in here. Okay, this is where Collins, my father-in-law, said this is the magic height. This is what he wanted to be. There's the discrepancy there. I'm gonna step out of the shot because actually, in a second, we're gonna have them go back over there because I always say this during run through, and I just want you to see. I want you guys to make yourselves look like the picture,
the painting, yeah.
The painting. Okay, but this is what Collins says. Perfect height is 6'2", 6'3".
I am not the perfect height.
No, you are. You're doing great because you're helping me with the illustration.
Okay.
You can get really low on your one wheel.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah.
I can.
Okay, but we are to lean on Jesus. We are to lean on Jesus. He's big enough to hold our weight. Lean on him. Not only in when you're afraid, but your whole life going, I lean on him. I'm going to trust in Jesus. I'm going to lean on Jesus. So who are you leaning on? Are you leaning in on the stuff you have or the theories you believe in? Or is it, okay, I'm educating on myself on what's happening in the world, but I lean in on Jesus. At the end of the day, if things that I think are going to happen or won't happen or could happen or with this side, that side, all of these things, or who's behind what, if it's not right, I still trust in Jesus. My confidence of who I am is in Jesus and Jesus alone. I'm pointing to her. She's not Jesus. She's just representing Jesus.
Just a representation.
Yes. Okay, now let's show really quick. Hop over on your other camera, get set up, and then we'll show you. You know that they're walking in there. Come to me really quick as they get set. You know I wish we had the picture. It's an old painting where it's the farmer picture, and it's got the guy with the pitchfork sitting there, and then his wife in the farm in the back. These guys get really close all the time, and they look like, I'm like, you guys got to spread out because they look like the painting. Look right here. Check this out. That's what they get real close to each other.
Hold it on the hand.
I don't know.
Guys, what hand is the pitchfork on?
Yeah, well, who knows? He's holding it. And so there you go. It just looks like this. You know, if we put a farm back there. Okay, I just had to, thank you guys, thank you. Yeah. Hopefully you enjoyed the little, she took her coat off for that. Now she's freezing. Okay, I hope you're seeing where we're headed here. I love what the authors of Hebrews chapter 13, verse 5, and the author of Hebrews, it's a little bit unknown. They don't really know who. Some say Paul wrote Hebrews. Sometimes other people believe this person, but someone that was close to the story of Jesus writes down some great things that can build our confidence and our trust. And so if you're on the fence about And we're back. Okay, we got some issues around here. I'm going to mute that. If you hear the echo, we had a TV unmuted. Okay, sorry about that. For all of you that were like into it, I know we were at 50-some people in the chat room. Now we're like down to 10. Hopefully you can share the link and people will be back. We just lost power to the back table. And really, we were trying to illustrate, what would you do if you lost power to everything? How would you feel? You passed the test if you hung around. You didn't go anywhere. Well done, everyone. Okay, we were at Hebrews chapter 13, verse 5. We were talking about who the author of Hebrews was. I want to read this that hopefully will wrap up our thoughts of moving our confidence in our abilities and what is being said into factual things that we can lean on and understand. So Hebrews chapter 13 says this: keep your lives free from the love of money. Be happy with what you have. God has said, I will never leave you or let you be alone. Really, I want to focus on the last part where God has said, I will never leave you or let you be alone. God will never leave you, or some versions say forsake you. I'm there with you. When we enter in a relationship with God through Jesus, Jesus is the bridge back to God. And then we enter into this deal almost with God is that, hey, I will never leave. I'm there. I won't leave you alone. When it gets scary, I'm right there with you. When the life throws you things that you did, it's out of control, I'm there with you. I was asked this week when the Capitol was raided this week, I was bombarded with DMs and text messages. Scott, tell me, how is it that you are always happy or seeming to have joy? What is it about you, and what is it about Lily and Joey and Kristen in those videos? You guys are always smiling and laughing. It's not because we get hyped up on Red Bull. which Red Bull is tasty. But we don't get hyped up on coffee, though Lily drinks a little too much and she needs to work on that. Joey's starting to do that too now that he's a dad. We're just saying, we're just calling some things out here. But that is not why we're joyful and excited about life. It is because we read things like this and our confidence in Jesus goes up going, hey, when life gets crazy, out of control, we we trust in Jesus and the things that we know and have stored into our heart. So when times get weird, we're going, oh, no. Jesus is still with me. He's not left me, or he's not going to forsake me. He's not going to leave me alone. So when I'm scared, I lose my job. I don't know what to do. My job isn't going as smooth. Maybe you have been let off in the weird world of COVID stuff, or your job's really slow and you're not making enough money. I know you want to freak out. And I've been there. We've got to, in the moments of freaking out, we got to go, I'm going to lean on Jesus and go, Jesus, I'm going to work as it depends on me. And I'm going to pray like it depends on you. Don't take what I'm saying today going, oh, that means I don't have to do anything. I just pray, Jesus is on the job and everything will work out for me. No. You work hard. You work yourself out hard. You take care of yourself. You work harder than anybody else. But pray just equally as hard because it takes both. This isn't where we're just praying, God just give it, when we felt like we were going to needed a new house and for church stuff and family stuff, we weren't going to go, okay, God, now somebody's going to just come by and give us some keys. This is so good. He's going to drop them off to us. It was like we prayed about what we felt, and then we had action, right? We went and got a realtor. We got somebody coming to tell us what we needed to do to our house to make it sell the best. We then went and looked at a bunch of houses with other people. We did the work to find the house. And now we get to the new house and we're not praying, God, just put up some walls while we sleep tonight. And we come down there tomorrow, would there be walls up? And God, would there be drywall on those walls? And would there be paint on the walls? And then the pipes, would we just have pipes made of gold? We aren't praying those things. We're like, God, give us the resources to do it and the manpower to do it. And we'll get after it. God, and that's how we just pray. God, show up, and we're going to work like it depends on us, but we're praying like it's you. And I literally laid in bed last night, and I thank God for the many done to help us to do what we're doing, to be able to set our house up ready to serve people, to provide a place for, yes, my family, but to also host heaps of people. I'm grateful. I laid in bed because it's not that I prayed and lean on God, and then when he shows up, it's like, God, you did what you said. You do a good job. It's me going, God, thank you. I want to be grateful. I want to have an attitude of gratitude towards God. I knew you'd never leave me or forsake me, and be cocky about it is confidence and being equally generous or grateful for when he does. I want to read a really cool thing in Hebrews chapter 11. We're going to go back a couple of chapters. Write this down. You need to read it for yourself because I've just pulled out the parts that kind of are the headers and not the meat of it. So in Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1 through 31 is the entire thing. Okay, here we go. And I want to use a definition because we're talking about faith, right? Faith into something. Before we put the verse up there, I want to give you our definition that we use often here. Faith is confidence in God and that he can, but will he? We know sources. We know he can provide your needs that you need, but will he? Now that sounds like, well, God, why would he not? Because God knows all things. And there's a big story going on. And a lot of times, if we got everything we prayed for, you know it to be true. If we got everything we prayed for, our teachers would have like weird things happening to them if you're a middle schooler because you'd pray all kinds of crazy stuff against your teacher. If you're homeschooled right now, stop praying against your mom to like be sick tomorrow so you don't have to have school. Stop doing that. That's not cool. But if we just got everything we prayed for, it'd be a really jacked up world. And so oftentimes God's like, I can do that, but I'm not willing to do that because that doesn't help the greater good of your life and other people's lives. So faith is knowing God can do all things, but will he? We pray in a way asking God, will you show up and show off? If you don't, God, I trust you. The great prayer that my father-in-law and mother-in-law were just talking about this is the Our Father prayer. Our Father who art in heaven, your will be done, your kingdom come. Here on earth and in heaven, okay? It's a great long prayer, but that's really, it comes down and prays all these things, and it says, your will be done as it is in heaven on earth. God, in this moment, in this world, with all the crazy stuff happening from 2020 to 2021, God, your will be done. Your will be done as it is in heaven, here on earth, in my life. And I have to be okay with it. That means I might have to surrender some things, not all things, just surrender going, I don't understand all things. I don't understand all things. I don't know always why there are a lot of things, I don't want to get into, there's just a lot of things I don't understand, but I don't get to choose a lot of things. A lot of things it's like, God, I want you to do this. I know you can, but will you? So let's read in Hebrews chapter 11. Faith shows the reality of what we hope for and is the evidence of things we cannot see. Through their faith, the people in the days of old earned a good reputation. I'm going to read one more time. Faith shows the reality of what we hope for and is the evidence of things we cannot see. Oh, that's so good. Okay. Now, the author here in Hebrews chapter 11 lists off men and women of the Bible that by faith did some really cool things. And if you grew up in church, you probably saw this on flannel graphs of these individuals doing. Here we go. By faith, that Abel brought a more acceptable offering to God than Cain did, okay? It was by faith. Read the story in Genesis. It was by faith that Enoch was taken up to heaven without dying. He disappeared because God took him. Pretty wild story. I'm telling you, read your Bible. It was by faith that Noah built a large boat to save his family from the flood. It was by faith that Abraham obeyed when God called him to leave his home and go to another land that God would give him as his inheritance. It was by faith that even Sarah was able to have a child, though she was barren, was too old. She believed that God would keep his promise. It was by faith that Jacob, when he was old and dying, blessed each of Joseph's sons and bowed in worship as he leaned on his staff. It was by faith that Joseph, when he was about to die, said confidently to the people of Israel, would leave Egypt. It was by faith that Moses left the land of Egypt, not fearing the king's anger. He kept right on going because he kept his eyes on the one who is invisible. It was by faith that Moses commanded the people of Israel to keep the Passover and to spread it over the doorpost so that the angel of death would not kill their firstborn son. It was by faith the people of Israel went right through the Red Sea and as though it was on dry ground. It was by faith that the people of Israel marched around Jericho for 7 days and the walls came crashing down. It was by faith that Rahab the prostitute was not destroyed with the people in their city who refused to obey God, for she had given a friendly welcome to the spies. All these people, this is how the author wraps it up, all these people earned a good reputation because of their faith. Yet none of them received all that God had promised. Think about that. All those men and women we just read about, they didn't actually see Jesus yet. They only knew of God doing something big in the foreseeable future, but they didn't know when it was and how it was going to be, but they acted on faith with what they were given. What have you been given and how are you acting in faith? Stop looking at what your neighbors got. Stop looking at what your mom and dad have or don't have. Look at what you got and ask yourself, how are you executing faith in what God's asking you to do? It was by faith Holly and I moved from Maple Grove out here to a house that is a money pit. It was by faith. And just because the pipes are breaking, walls had to be torn down, and a heap of other things are happening doesn't mean God's not behind it. It's just a story God's telling in my life, and it's by faith I continue to walk through it, and it's by faith I will walk in the future, and it's not because of who I am and because of an education I have. It's because I read through the gospel, I believe Jesus, I lean on Jesus in good times and bad times, and when life gets crazy and I can't explain it, I lean even harder on Jesus because that's my confidence, is in what I do not see. I fix my eyes on the things unseen and not the things seen, because the things seen are temporary, but the things unseen will last forever. Fix your eyes on Jesus alone, and you will find yourself in a place in decades from now that you never saw yourself coming. You'll find yourself getting through some of the darkest periods in your life with ease, not excitement and throwing parties, but with ease, because you rely on Jesus. How is it that I can smile and laugh? Bai just said, Scott, you're the only guy I know, when you miss the stud hanging the drywall, you laugh. Most guys really get frustrated. He goes, you're the first one that just laugh. And I'm always laughing. It's like for one screw I hit, the next one I miss. I'm like, I missed it again. And then I hit it. Woo, good. Missed it. And he's just like, you're the first guy I've ever worked with that done that. And it's just because for me, life's really short, and I try not to get amped up on too much of things that I cannot control. Clearly, I can't control the drill in my hands. I don't know. But I fix my eyes on things unseen, not things seen. I pay attention to what's happening around me. I want to be aware. I want to be able to point people to Jesus and speak truth into those things. But whatever you walk through, put your trust in Jesus. Whatever happens at events in the world, in the United States, put your trust in Jesus. If things unexpected happen, like 2020 revealed that we are not in control of lots of things, if schools come back and go, hey, we're back in, and then 2 days later we're back out, don't let your world crumble. May you trust in Jesus. So what are we to do? What are we to do as I wrap up with 1 Peter chapter 5? Peter writes this. Remember, Peter's the guy that stuck his foot in his mouth in a super embarrassing moment. Here's what Peter says. So humble yourself under the mighty power of God. So we're to humble ourselves, leaning on Jesus, and he's in control. And at the right time, he will lift you up in honor. Give all your worries and cares to God, for he cares about you. Stay alert. Watch out for your great enemy, the devil. He prowls around like a roaring lion, looking for someone to devour. Stand firm against him and be strong in your faith. Remember that your family of believers all over the world is going through the same kind of suffering you are. Man, I hope you're amped today. I'm sorry about the temporary blackout we had going on there. When you cut the power to the computer, that's what happens, okay? We didn't know that. We just thought it'd just keep going. It didn't. We just severed the feed. Thank you for those that made it through there. My hope is today that we would put our trust in Jesus. We'd lean on him, that we'd stop trusting in the worldly events and things, that we would trust in God and God alone, and that as the world gets crazy and things that we can't explain happen, the things that we can explain is the truth of Jesus. He is the Messiah. He died on a cross. He has plans for us. Good plans, but sometimes things come into our lives we can't explain. We got to go, hey, he's not left me. I'm not left alone. And we got to remember that our other, like as Peter wrote in 1 Peter chapter 5, we've got to stay alert, pay attention. I love where he says, stay alert. So that means we pay attention to what's going on. Watch out for your great enemy. The enemy's trying to ruin us, make us feel depressed and overwhelmed in all of these things. He prowls around like a roaring lion. You ever think about a lion wants to roar to just keep people away, just screaming at you? Maybe you feel like that. Stop listening to the roar. And then he says, stand firm against him. Be strong in your faith. The antidote to all things in the world is to be strong in our faith. May we do things to increase our faith. That's reading the Bible, coming to Unlock Church, and these things. Thank you so much for watching with us today. Let me pray for you guys, and we're going to give you some upcoming events and things like that. Jesus, I thank you for everybody that has stuck with us, maybe refreshed their page. I pray that right now you're increasing their faith, that you're increasing their desire to follow you. Maybe those for the first time going, okay, these are trustworthy things. I believe what Scott's saying. I'm going to begin to trust God like I've never have before. God, I ask you to protect everyone watching. Those that call Unlock Church home, be with them. May they have eyes that are alert, watching for what the enemy is doing, that our faith would rise up, that whatever happens in the world, we'd pay attention and be wise. Godly wisdom would be in our lives, but our confidence would be in you. We would not become fearful or worry of things we cannot control. Jesus, we ask that you would show up and show off in every one of our lives. We love you. In your name, amen. Thank you, everybody, for hanging with us. We are going to do a little bit of transitioning here. We have the three amigos and Brian all on one screen. We're going to unmute the DJ so that we can have some music back there. I just saw Joey's breath. Joey's breathing.
Yeah.
You can see it's getting cold. Okay, so before we get to those three guys, hoodlums over there, we're going to give you an opportunity to give your resources to Unlock Church. This is what we do every week. It's not because we have to, but we make it simple here. You can text the word UNLOCK to 77977 to give. Why would we do this as we leave that on your screens? Is because we want to give you a chance to be obedient what God's asked us to do, and that's to give a portion of our resources to Him. It's a trust thing. It's a little bit that my faith is in what God has to say. Maybe some of you go like, how do I increase my faith? It's this step. If you've never given, it's a tremendous first step. It's like, it's something I can't even explain will happen. Like you just like feel this release of like, I trust God. Because you want to trust Him in all the areas in your life. But if you're going to pick and choose, that makes your faith weak. We've got to be all in with God. And all in looks different than just I'm testing out the waters. So this is a great spot to jump in. We'll put that up there one more time for you guys. You can text the word UNLOCK to 77977 and it'll walk you through how to give. You can go to unlockchurch.com to give. That I want to thank everyone that has been giving faithfully to Unlock Church. You're allowing us to spread the gospel, reach people, and see needs and meet needs. We are grateful for that. And so thank you for everybody that is doing that and those that are taking steps of faith to do that. I'm so honored to have you guys doing that. Okay, we have some upcoming events. Have any of you over there skated on a hockey rink on ice, on like a lake?
No.
Yes, but I'm not good at it.
I have no idea.
Not good at it.
Lily, how do you not know this?
I don't remember.
Like you should know this. Like
I don't think I have.
Your life is not that long that
Like
you
on a
couldn't
lake.
like
Have you
remember on
skated
a.
on a lake.
I
Ice-
haven't owned skates for probably 18 years. though.
What?
How old are you?
28. Old.
28.
I had skates when I was in middle school, I think, and then I haven't had since.
I've
So,
never had
maybe
skates.
not.
Okay. So I asked him that question because we are playing a chili cook-off and an ice skating hockey deal out on our lake.
Let's
It's
go.
gonna happen in February, somewhere around the Super Bowl. We don't have that all locked in. And again, whatever mandates come, we might have to shift things. But right now, we're gonna do a church-wide hockey chili cook-off outdoor event only. We'll have porta potties and stuff here for you, and we will make it a great event here where we're gonna do a hockey tournament. We'll see Joey
Yes.
how good he is on skates.
It's gonna be fun.
You are the athlete.
Otherwise,
Aren't you
we'll do boot
We
hockey
have
if you
high
don't have skates.
expectations for you.
I probably will do boot hockey because I don't have skates.
I mean,
Unless
I'll
find
try
some.
skating.
You'll try
I'm
skating.
not good at stopping. That's
Yeah, that's my problem. I can skate fast.
It's like you go in circles when you try to stop.
Yeah.
Woo!
Like I'm trying to think. I've
It's like
never
you
skated on a
turn
lake
into a
before.
figure skater.
Let's go to the wide shot. I've never skated on a lake before, and my fear is I don't have the walls to just run into to stop.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna have to just plow into snowbanks.
Yes. You just dive into the snow.
Yeah, that's gonna be me.
Yeah.
Like I'll be going super fast, and then I'll just be like, dive into the snow.
Yep.
So if some of you like to give us lessons, we should make it a good video. Actually, let's
Yeah.
do
Oh,
that.
yeah, we'll
We'll
do
make
that.
it a video this week.
That's a good
We
idea. I have
let's
ideas.
get skates and we'll use it to promo hockey tournament. We'll do boot hockey as well. It's meant to hang around. We've missed hanging out with you guys, and in 2021 we want to begin that journey of meeting together, gathering together, and making sure we create safe environments. But it's time for us to get together as a church, spread the word. Unlock Church is going to be gathering in person, and we're stoked on that. And remember, mandates for Unlock Church or churches in general are different because we fall underneath a church, okay? It's not the same mandates, just so we're all, if you're going, okay, how can you do that? Churches can still gather. And so as we venture into that road, go down that road again, we're gonna fall underneath the church side of things, not personal. So just make sure we say that. I'm excited about it. I know we all are. Brian, you're hiding behind the three of them as they duck down. Lily, come back to your side. Come back here. All right, Brian, have you ever skated on, you'll have to shout now. Have you skated, I'm assuming, on ice?
Yes,
Yeah, he's a hockey guy. So I would assume, do you own your own hockey skates?
I do. Yes.
Okay, see? All right,
You
well,
guys, where do you get those?
Sporting
Goods.
like play it against sports? I don't know. Okay. Am I forgetting anything else? We have small groups starting up soon. We'll give you those information through email. And next week, over the next couple of weeks, we're going to have those things.
Yes.
We have students happening on Wednesdays.
Students on Wednesdays at 7 o'clock.
Yes,
So
and
it's been
it's been
it's amazing.
It was the first service back this week. as
It
they're coming
was
in.
like my first service back.
Yeah.
So it was super
Since the
fun.
baby.
Since the
And
baby.
she's so cute.
How's baby mama and baby doing real quick?
Baby mama is doing great. And baby's doing great. Pooping, sleeping, and
That's what-
whining and
Joey
laying
told
there.
me.
She's so cute though.
Yeah, Joey told me he sings songs to
Oh, yeah,
the baby
singing-
about like
I was just-
random things.
What
Well,
song?
no, it's like
Like
I
that, I
don't
want a
know a lot.
sample.
I don't know a lot of music, and so like last night I was singing my 5th grade song, 50 Nifty United States, Alabama, Alaska, Arizona. I was singing that to my baby. I'm like, this baby's gonna know her states,
She's gonna
like
know her stage. She's
yeah,
gonna know the
right
alphabet.
away. And then I was
She's gonna
singing
know her
like,
numbers.
yeah,
Well, what else was in there? I can't wait to hear the
just
second
random
song.
things. Like,
He was saying that like he was
you
like
are wearing.
a blue
Your
shirt
shirt.
with
That's what you're
Lolita.
singing.
Oh yeah, I was just singing. I'm telling you, singing. If you are a parent, singing calms your baby down. It just does.
It does, but maybe we can help you with some songs.
Ah, but it doesn't even matter. It's just you sing it.
He's
The
like, he
baby.
doesn't care. He doesn't care.
Yeah, I think it matters. I think it matters. I gotta help you. I see a need here. I think we can help here.
All right.
Okay, interesting. Okay, we love every one of you. I hope you've enjoyed that. Give Joey and Michaela some songs that they can sing. I'd like to know what Michaela sings
Yeah.
to Baby
Yeah.
Blake.
I sing more than her.
Well, that's fine, but is she singing like?
Twinkle, twinkle, little star. I do that one.
That
Still
one?
I do
going.
that one.
I
He's
sing some
rebellious.
worship, but I don't know like the full song, so I'm just like.
Well, that's okay. I would think
Jesus,
that's all you sing.
come again,
Keep Joey.
friends forever.
Yeah, thank you.
I It's like
Don't let your heart beat.
What's that?
That's like the least
Calming song. Yeah.
I know, that
Right,
one's like
right.
gets you amped
Hey,
up.
as long as there's Jesus.
That's okay. I remember. Okay. We have enjoyed our time with you. I hope you did. Thank you for those that did really hang through the blackout. Sorry about that. We're going to tape that cord right up after this. That won't happen again. Okay. Have a fabulous Sunday. Watch some football. If you're in Minnesota, enjoy the weather. If you're down in Florida, enjoy that warm weather as we are in a little bit of winter here.
A little bit.
Anything else? I think this one is over.